Okay, here we are. We're getting ready to sew our fancy mushroom quilt block. What I have is I've got my pattern, and beside my sewing machine I have all my pieces cut out, and I put them face down, face down on my table in the order that, well, they are going to go in, pretty much. Usually I have this on my cutting table, but as you can see, my son has commandeered that for some kind of project he's on. So my pattern's just going to go on my table. And to my right, I've got my iron and my ironing board. Everything is turned on and ready to go. I've got my pins. I don't know where my seam ripper is. Hopefully I won't need that thing. And hopefully you won't either. Okay. So here we go. First piece we're going to attach is number 1. I'm going to go over here, grab my number 1, and I'm going to place it in behind, making sure that the pattern is facing away, so the back side of the fabric is facing me. I'm going to place it underneath number 1. And I want to make sure I have my 1/4 inch seam allowance that I cut showing off to the side there. And if I hold it up to the light, I can see the shadow behind the line, this stitching line, so I know I have enough of a seam allowance there, and above and below I can see the line as well. So I'm going to tack it down this way, and just for your first piece only, because I like to tack it down, and so I'm not going to sew straight on this line. Just for the very first piece, I'm actually going to sew a little ways into piece number 2, just beside the stitching line. So here we go. Got my piece on the back of my pattern facing out. Okay, and I'm going to sew just beside this line. Oh yeah. Some people like to set their stitch length a little bit shorter than what you usually do for sewing, because it really does help you tear off your pieces off the back of your block at the end. I, however, tend to sew patterns with a lot of little pieces, and when I do that, all my little pieces fall off way too soon. That's really stressful for me, so I just leave my stitch length just where it is naturally. I think I've got 2.5 there, so here we go. Oh my goodness.